All right, hello everybody. KVUE Chief Meteorologist Hunter Williams here with our nightly extended update on the forecast here on KVUE Plus and YouTube Live. Hopefully everybody enjoyed our little cool down today. We've been kind of poking fun at this weak cold front that moved through last night, but in all honesty, it was much nicer today, I would say. High temperatures were in the low to mid 80s for the most part. Still will be in the 80s for one more day tomorrow, and then it's back in a warmer, more humid direction for the late week into this weekend. But ultimately, that will bring in some storm chances as we get into the Easter weekend. So we'll talk about all of that. So let's begin with this, a live view. This is our Oasis Cam. Oh, I will pop that up for you. This is our Oasis Cam, which as you can see has a little bit of an increase in cloud cover out there. We had kind of a clearing sky earlier this afternoon, and now some cloud cover is increasing. That will continue to take place as we go through this weekend. As you can see, tomorrow will be a little bit warmer. Still temperatures will be in the 80s, not quite as humid. And then as we keep going into Thursday and Friday, temperatures will warm back into the upper 80s and low 90s. But let's get into the storm chance. So on Saturday, we have a storm risk mainly for areas to our north and to our northwest. The Storm Prediction Center already highlighting a level 2 severe risk. We'll see, especially Friday night to Saturday, if a little bit of this activity could work into the hill country. I actually think the better opportunity for rain, though, is probably going to be on Easter Sunday. Some new model data coming in. This is 7 a.m. on Sunday. Maybe a little line of storms moving into our area. Again, I'm not saying it's going to be raining constantly and for everybody all through Easter weekend, but increasingly it does look like some sort of rain and stormy pattern will be a factor for us. All right, here's another live view. This is our tower cam. High temperatures today, 83, not bad still. This is the amazing part. Still 83 is 3 degrees above the average for this time of the year. We weren't to the record today. That was 94 back in the 1920s. This morning was quite mild in the 60s. We'll have similar numbers for tonight. Here are the current numbers outside. 80 currently in Austin, 79 in Georgetown, 77 in Burnett. Blanco, it is 75 degrees right now. You can see our little washed out cool front. This is it. Earlier it had a sharper temperature contrast with it. Now that it is washing out and fizzling, you can barely even pick this thing up. And we'll be switching back to a southeast wind, giving us access to that Gulf warmth and humidity for tonight into tomorrow. And with that, I do expect some low clouds and some patchy fog to develop. So here is 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. Temperatures mainly low to mid 60s, some upper 50s in the hill country where the sky will be clearer. Because of the wind, I don't think we're going to have a ton of dense fog, but there could be some patchy fog in here, especially for the Austin Metro down into the coastal plains, places like Caldwell County, southern Bastrop County, and Fayette County to start the day. Then as we go mid to late morning, cloud cover breaks up at least temporarily before we have some more clouds coming in from the west for the afternoon. And it will be a little warmer tomorrow, but still relative to a lot of these super hot afternoons in the 90s we've had recently. This will be pretty comfortable. Temperatures in the mid, maybe some upper 80s for your Wednesday afternoon. We'll keep going into Thursday. So here's Thursday morning. Humidity still is increasing, so low clouds are more widespread. Again, a little bit of patchy fog in there. Then as we go into the afternoon, cloud cover will be more stubborn through the day. So we're looking at high temperatures that will be mid upper 80s even despite the cloud cover on Thursday. And that brings us to Friday and the Easter weekend. Here's the updated forecast. These rain chances, again, as you look at this is not an 80-90% chance for storms, but these rain chances are increasing a little bit. So for Saturday, it's a 30% now. Scattered storms, a high of 88. Then for Sunday, especially in the morning, increasingly looks like there could be a decent coverage of rain and storms around. Still just a 40% rain chance for now. High temperature on Sunday of 86. And again, Friday looks dry. Saturday into Sunday is when those rain chances will start to ramp up. So with that, let's go to the model data. This is our European model, which again has kind of trended in a wetter direction for us. Here's Friday morning, 8 a.m. We'll be dry. Then as we go into Friday night, this first round of storms I think is going to be, for the most part, entirely west of here. But Friday night into early Saturday, maybe a few storms approaching the hill country. Then we keep going through the day on Saturday. Tons of dry time. So again, if you have plans to be outside, it is not going to be a washout this weekend, but especially for the afternoon into the evening, some scattered showers and storms starting to bubble up, and then a better storm chance coming in Sunday morning. This latest run of our European model is much more aggressive with bringing kind of a solid line of storms through here. I'm not saying this is exactly what the radar is going to look like, but I think there could be some rain and storms around for the first part of Easter Sunday. So here's 5 a.m. We keep going into 9 a.m. Could have some rain moving through the Austin Metro. Then that will go east. And then I think temporarily late Sunday into Monday will be trending drier, but more rain chances look likely as we get into the following week. So severe weather potential. I showed you that Saturday storm outlook, which does already include parts of the hill country. So Saturday into Saturday night, there could could be some strong to severe storms. And then on Sunday, you can see our northeastern areas like Milam County get picked up in a level 2 risk. Then that expands into parts of northeast Texas. So I don't think this is going to be like a major widespread severe weather deal, but could there be a couple strong storms over the weekend with hail and strong winds? That is a possibility. Hopefully we avoid that and we just get some rain. We know we need it. Here are the latest projections off of the Weather Prediction Center. They have the highest accumulations across the hill country north and northwest of Austin, and I agree with that. I think that is what the models are kind of honing in on, and this is exactly where we need the rain. Not drought-busting rain, but a ½ to 1 inch or so of rain certainly looks possible. Then as we go into the I-35 corridor, a little bit lower, say 1/4 of an inch to 3/4 of an inch of rain, then even lower for the coastal plains, 1/10 of an inch to 1/4 of an inch. Obviously, these numbers will fluctuate some over the next couple of days. For tonight, patchy fog is a possibility as clouds will increase tonight, especially over the coastal plains. We'll drop down to about 63. Then through the day tomorrow, we'll say it's a mix of sun and clouds. Trending warmer, high temperature, about 86 degrees in the forecast. Here's the 7-day. You can see 86 tomorrow, then right back to the 90s for Thursday into Friday. I think Friday looks like the warmest day at 91. Then on Saturday, we'll start some of those better rain chances, about a 30%, a high of 88. Then Sunday, Easter Sunday, especially in the morning, a few storms will be a possibility. Back in the drier direction by Monday, and then heading into Tuesday and the middle and end of next week, I see some more rain chances in the forecast. So generally, I think as we get into the last 10 days or so of April, it's going to be a more active weather pattern here in central Texas. I want to show you some of the rainfall totals, though, off of both of our models here. This is just straight up model data, but you can see that both our European model and our GFS American model in varying regards have trended higher with the rain potential. Especially that GFS model, it's been a little bit more aggressive. It would be nice to have an inch or two of rain. I think that European model, though, probably a little bit more realistic based on what we have in the forecast right now. So that's what we're tracking. Is it a major pattern change? Not necessarily, but I think a little bit more active here over the next couple of weeks. Here's our allergy count today. Also wanted to show this. Looks like maybe we've gotten past the peak of oak season. Oak was medium today, willow medium, cedar medium, mold medium. Grass was in the high count today, though. You can always find that on our KVUE app and on KVUE.com. All right, so with that, I'll leave you with the 7-day forecast. And the next update from us is going to be KVUE News at 10 o'clock coming up in about 3 hours. In the meantime, again, 80s tomorrow, warmer Thursday, Friday. They'll get some storm chances over the weekend, especially on the morning of Easter Sunday. So we'll keep you posted on that. Maybe a couple strong ones. Then into early next week, still some rain chances will continue. Highs across the board, even with these rain chances, look warmer than average for this time of the year in the 80s to low 90s. So with that, we'll let you go. Y'all enjoy the rest of your Tuesday evening. Next update from us will be KVUE News at 10 o'clock.